I'll be teaching you guys how to use the Django today, and I'll teach you guys the basic things you need to learn in the Django. First thing first, you have to create a folder, which I'm going to have to create a folder, which is the simplest way of creating a folder is Ctrl Shift N. Ctrl Shift N will automatically create a folder for you. You now want to use new folder then. So now let me let this folder something like my first time learning Django. So now first now you have to now take it to your IDE. There are different way of taking this into your IDE. I use VS Code for my IDE. You see this is my VS Code, I use for my IDE. There are different ways to open this folder in the IDE. You can use your terminal, you can use your like clicking on the folder and going to more options. You can see open its code. You can also drag to your code. So I'll be using my terminal. So now this is I'll put a terminal with the name first time learning Django site code space dot so now I am now in my terminal. Let me use the space so it can be arranged well. So now this is my code, and you can see this is my IDE, and you can see the name first time learning Django. So first thing first, now you have to create an environment. Creating an environment is the first step. First step in any development in Python. Even PyCharm uses environment. Why is environment important? Environment is like a box containing your work. Let me see. I have a Django version 4, and I have to work with Django version 4, which if it has Django version 5, it will be manipulated. And I have the work of Django version 5, which if has a certain disconfiguration from another installation, it will be disconnected. So what was create an environment, and we want to keep them separately, like Docker. You guys know Docker. Docker is like a container that contains your project, same as env, and env contains your project in your local host, making it to be one particular container, one particular folder, one particular environment that's going to be manipulated by other environment. Whereby anything that you install in that environment will really be in that environment. So let us go ahead. To create an environment is very simple. I use Ctrl J to open my terminal, and then let us begin. So now we now go to my bash, and I use bash for my configuration. I will now say simple thing I will do now is to create an environment, you have to say Python -env means what? Environment, that is virtual environment, and the environment name, I may give my environment name environment, that is env. I click enter, and you watch over here, it created a folder called env. This env now has include, has link, has scripts, and has getting more. When it's done installing, I will show you and explain the package to you. So now it is done, it has installed fully. So now let me explain the package to you. This include is always empty. In every env environment is always empty, and we have limp. Limp is where your install packages are. Maybe I have like now I have pip as a install packages here that follows the environment, and I also have pip 24.31. This thing follows the environment. Then I also have scripts. Scripts is how this script is helpful, especially when you want to activate and deactivate your environment, which we will go into. Git ignore by default, everybody know that git ignore is where you keep things that you don't want to be pushed in GitHub. And this is your py.venv.configuration. That is your configuration file for the venv, for the venv. So I want to now whenever you create an environment, it is very advisable to activate it before any installation, because if you don't activate it before any installation, you're just installing to the what, to the whole computer. So now how to install, I have to now activate it. I'm using bash, so to activate it is very simple. I will source the name of the folder, this name over here is env/ script must start with capital letter, but use script that is over here. This script that is here, which is what scroibts and slash. Now inside this script you have what we call activate.bat, activate.fish, activate.ps1, deactivate.bat, and so on and so forth. But I'll be using activate. And I click enter now. Now automatically you can see activating what extension that is activating my what environment. My environment now is automatically what activated. Now what does this thing mean? This thing simply means from the folder created, go to scripts. In scripts there is a document called activate. Once I click on that, and once it's activated, you should what anything that come out from that distance should be what done. But like I'm fetching out key logs from this particular what file. That's to why don't I just what fetch out key logs from this one particular file. So now that's now clear. Remember to always keep your code clean. Keeping your code clean is the best way to know what you are doing. So now we can now install our what Django. So now to install the Django, you have to just use the packages here that is already installed. You can see we have pip. We have to go to use pip install the Django. I click enter now. It will definitely show me error because of okay I'm connected to internet, so it will not show me error. I'm connected to internet, but if you are off the internet, it will show you error. So please connect to internet so that it will not give you an error. So we wait till it is installed. Once it's now installed, then we will now continue.
Get the video link.
So now this is it is installed. I see pip installed the Django, and it say collecting Django using cache Django 5.2. So on and so forth. You can see installing packages, and if you can see on this link, you will see new packages coming in. I usually see, you can see new packages coming. You can see the Django, you can see Django 5. So on, you can see pip, you can see and so on and so forth. To tell you that this link is where packages are stored. This is where what packages are stored. So we wait till when it's fully installed, then we now continue. Now if you see the Django has been installed successfully. You can see successfully installed Advil, Django 2, SQL parse, TZ data, and TZ data 25.2, and so on and so forth. You can see this notify. If you want to upgrade, it's your choice. You don't want to upgrade, it's also your choice. Me, I want to upgrade. Remember what I said earlier. Always keep your code clean. Always keep your terminal clean. Always keep your terminal clean. So I have to clear this. And if you come to my env, come to my lib, you will see those packages installed. Now we have Django. Now we also have Django 5, and so on and so forth. And just now go ahead. We now have the Django environment. We now have the environment, and I also have the Django. And we check only this environment has the Django. right? So now, how do we now start creating projects, creating building apps on Django? As in that after creating the Django, we will now wait till the app to pop up. No, you have to create what we call the project. Now, creating the project contains project is a very important. So now we have created our the Django. We have installed the Django, and you can see it now. You see it here, the Django. So let us now go ahead now and now create a project. A project is very important. A project, you see the settings, the URL, the so and so and so on. This project is just like we are just saying it is the head of the family, the father. Let me just say the mother of the family. Understand? So let us go ahead and now create a project. To create a project, it is very simple. Let us do is to just say Django dash admin. Now this Django dash admin is like giving an admin privilege to this Django. Now say Django dot admin start projects. You can see they are all in one line, no spacing. Now you give the name of the project. Like now, let me say I'm creating a restaurant that can make payments. Let me just say so. So I'm gonna say KYC. It's a KYC. I click enter now. You will see KYC created. Now I quickly enter and I create the projects and it showed me this folder KYC. But you see that this KYC has two KYC. It has KYC folder that contains the KYC and another KYC again that contains what? KYC. Why? Why is because this KYC now needs to create another different folder so that it can contain the projects and keep a different folder outside the what projects. So now it thinks that I want to create a different folder differently for another project, so it can contain the manage.py differently. So the best way to do this now, since we are using one project, I will just use what we call, I want to remove this thing, but this is not the best way to create projects for me. This is one rubbish way of creating projects. So to create a project, the best way to create a project is after writing the name of the project, you space and put dots. So whereby saying that I want to create this project KYC in this what directory. What do you mean by this directory? In this particular what folder named first time learning Django. I click enter now. It's what will happen. Now it did not create two folders again, it created only what one folder. That folder I created is containing the words KYC only, and you can see the manage.py is outside. Good. So now that I go ahead, we have created the project. Now you can see I told you before, the thing we have setting, we have URL and so on and so forth. So let me explain this thing line by line. So I'll be line by line. So now this is init.py. Init.py is just for initialization. You can see it's always empty, but this is what very important in any code you are doing. It's very important. Once it comes to Python, it's very important. Just for initializing the what folder. Then the folder that this Python at this folder we have some certain what configuration. Then we can see the ASGI. If you have done Django and we have done Python in JavaScript before, you hear what's called ASGI, which is what asynchronous server gateway interface. Then you can also have the WSGI. WSGI is the web server gateway interface. Both of them are for displaying your products online, but they have different features which you can go and check by yourself. That is what we call learning. Check by yourself, do research, and you will learn more than expected. Then this is the settings.py. This is a very important. This is the second important after the init.py, because with this, your project is bullshit, is empty and rubbish. And this settings.py, I advise, do not remove or add. Understand? Do not what remove, but you can add. You can add, and then if you are removing, except you have a e and an environment variable that is .env, then you can now say that lets you remove, whereby it will fetch for the .env. But if you don't have .env, please don't remove, just only add. Thank you. Then now this is URL. URL is the redirection. Maybe I want you to redirect me to a particular page. This is what I will use. I will not use the word URL. URL is also very important. It's just like as if you are traveling to United Kingdom and you don't know where you are going to United Kingdom. You just go there and got stuff. Who will respond to yourself? You can't visit Nigeria. Who knows you are? Who know you? So that is how the URL is. So URL is like the path, knowing where you are going to and knowing where you're not going, where you're meant to go to. And so we have created the project. So I would like to show you guys how the Django looks like. Now to run the Django server, to display the Django on the web server, you have to use what? The run server, the command called what? Run server. So how do you do that? You write Python manage.py run server. Now if you check server, we did not use Django admin again. We now use manage.py. Now this manage.py is very important for initialization, for running commands. It is very important. It's just like the lifeblood of the project. It's just like the key to the project. Without this thing, it's not like as if you just lock everybody in a room and shut them down. That's what this thing is. This is the key to every project created. So now if I click one server now, it automatically runs the server. And see, once you run the server, it created a DB SQLite. You guys should know what DB means. DB means what? Database. So DB SQLite 3 is a database defaultly created by Django for us. Remember, Django is a framework that is very good to use. So this created for us by the Django, whereby you can see it is currently empty. Why it's showing? Because of I have a extension. Let me see the extension SQLite. SQL. Right, you see I have an extension called SQLite Viewer. That's how I was able to see this. If you don't have it, please try and get it. Thank you. So this SQLite, now you can see it's empty. Why is it empty? You see down here, it will tell you have a team on applied migration, and whereby we go on to it. So this applied migration, you see admin, auth, content types, season, and so on and so forth. And this migration helps us to see what we have, what we have on database. So let us go ahead. Now you can see they gave us a server. As you can see, September 26th, which is today. The Django service version, you can see, and so on and so forth. So now we are deploying our development server at 127.0.0.1 is to 8,000. So if I give us the instruction here, if I follow the link, it will take me directly to the Django. This is the Django full time. I was in the Django. This is the word Django. Thanks the install worked successfully, congratulations, and so on and so forth. And like the bug is true, so I'll explain that as we go on. So now let us continue. As you see, I've wasted 20 minutes explaining this to you guys, and if you don't understand it, you can contact me on the you can see my contact below. You can see my phone number. You can see my WhatsApp number. That's my phone number and my WhatsApp number. You can also see my Gmail, and you can also see my TikTok page, and you can message me directly, and so that I can explain further. And I hope you understand the one I've taught you guys, so on and so forth. And you can see the time we created the setting, you guys did not see this cache. This Pi cache is for the database full time. This Pi cache is where whenever I make migration, this thing records your database and so on and so forth. So thank you all.